Okay, again, I'm sorry. Now I have sound. I know I do, right? Now there is sound. I apologize. I'm sorry. That was a little bit of a very very late start to the show. I was very stressful. I'm sorry about all that. I just was out this morning to do the weekly grocery shopping, and I run very late unexpectedly. Okay, we have a Scotch opening. Please let me know if now everything's fine. I think there should be no problem now. The sound should be on. I hope it's also loud enough. Yeah, I think the settings look good on my end. Okay, now we have some chess being played actually. And now Prom Knight has to decide what to do here with the queens. Can take on g6 or wait until I take on g3. We'll see what happens. So he takes it. Yeah, again, I had to really last minute do everything here, and that was not as it should be, but sometimes you cannot plan correctly nowadays. Lost a bit of time on various stages of my grocery shopping. Now, this position here seems rather solid. I actually have two double pawns, and I'm not really worried all that much. As usual, the double pawns are not a big deal or any deal at all if they are part of what I usually call a clump of pawns, like this, c7, d6, b6, b7. It's a pawn island, and it's not so relevant that they're doubled, really. Yeah, I'm attacking his bishop. Yeah, probably has to go to e2. I'm not quite sure why he's hesitating all that much, because I don't see what else he can do. And now he went there finally. Yeah, I can basically stay solid here and see what he's doing. Originally I thought I should go d5 here, but I'm not sure anymore. Yeah, come on. I'd like to take this opportunity as long as it is there. I mean, if I'm playing something slow, he might play c4 and set up a type of Maroczy bind where I am not able to play d5 ever. And here this seems feasible. On f4 I have knight g4 attacking his bishop. So I don't really see much else than taking. Maybe knight b5 is a tactically based option. This move I did not see, and it is a good one. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, not playing well here. Yeah, that's a bummer. It's like immediately lost this position. It's not even a little bit playable. It's just lost. Oh my god. Yeah, probably have to go to c4. Yeah, d5. Yeah, it kind of looked wrong to me, and if it looks wrong, you are often right. Trust your intuition. I was just thinking I don't want this Maroczy bind situation, and then okay, let's do this now. But I wasn't really considering concrete replies, and this bishop f4, yeah, as I mentioned, is more or less winning. What do I recommend against e4? Yeah, well, I mean, you can play many things, of course. I have been an e5 player for a very long time now, many years. But I've also played other openings. One of them, the Sicilian, which I also, of course, wrote a chessable course about. As you see, the Fight Like Magnus in the layout. This is a full Sicilian course for black, and I'm playing this repertoire as well. Being a little bit flexible doesn't hurt. So I'm not quite up to date. I just went ahead and this morning and went for my shopping duty. Somebody said candidates are postponed. Is that correct? Or is that just kind of a speculation? Is this, if they are indeed postponed, what happened? I mean, I completely understand why they would do it. It's just like yesterday. Didn't yesterday, the FIDE president or Sutovsky or someone said that it's going on? I mean, that's really odd. Something must have happened, because Russia is closing the airports. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I will read up on that and see how they intend to continue the event. This is, of course, the tremendous problem, because this is, I mean, the whole event. Let's say they would have continued to play, and it would have, a winner. It would always be somewhat irregular, you know. I mean, this is not a normal chess event. Never really was. And this is also highly irregular. I mean, to stop the tournament in the middle of it. I'm not criticizing the decision. Just don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that I would assume that if somebody would put this in front of a court, they would probably have chances to have the whole thing nullified. I'm not an expert, but I feel that could be possible. Yeah, in the meantime, I somehow have swindled a win in this position. It makes no sense at all. Absolutely none, as Prom Night was just outplaying me. Yeah, thanks for the game, Prom Night. I think we were all preoccupied with other things now. Let's go for a new game. Playing Arland MP, and it's a premium. Yeah, we will see what they do with this event. Very difficult. There's again a sound issue. I don't know. Sorry, I don't hear it because my hearing is too bad. I sent the current state of the sound. I sent that to a friend of mine whose hearing is excellent, and he says it's excellent. I don't know. I identified the problem that I had last week, or in the last stream. I identified what that was, but I employed like a temporary solution, which seemed fine. But I will still do something else to make it better. The issue is just to explain it a little bit, is that the microphone that I have is actually pretty high quality. Yeah, pretty high quality. And it has only one issue in a way. It is very, very sensitive, and the output is quite low. So you don't get a very loud signal from it. And in order to make that signal a little bit stronger, I used what is called a fathead. This is something that you plug between your cables. This bloody thing is actually rather costly. Anyway, I used that, and this thing seems to have a problem, some kind of technical issue, and I will send that in to the company that produces this. So now for the moment I'm working without the fathead, but that means that I have to amp up the microphone output a little bit. So maybe this is it. I'm not sure about the whole streaming quality. This is something that also could happen, for example, or can be in effect. I saw that, for example, Twitch is automatically going down with the streaming quality as the bandwidth seems to be critical now at the moment, with many people being at home and so on. Yeah, here I'm now quite happy with the position. I'm a pawn up and I can pick up more material. A2 also falling. I don't see how he saves b2 either. I can go b4 maybe. Yeah, I'm just going to take every pawn that he's giving me. Now I should try to promote the d pawn. Knight d2 we can still play. Maybe I should have used the other rook actually to have rook c8. That would have made an awful lot of sense, huh? Okay, I can still go rook c8. Threatening rook e1, which is close to mate, but at least going to promote the pawn. Yeah, let's go to e2. And bishop d4 is also going to be helpful. Should be a fairly easy win. Yeah, rook c2 now, yeah? That should be good. I'm threatening, I mean, the rook is attacked. Let's start like that. And if it moves away, I have rook c1 checkmate. And this is mate. If he would have traded on c2, of course, the c-pawn is promoting. Yeah, thanks for the game, Anand MP. Okay, now the Chess Blitz is challenging me. Chess Blitz. I had a German language show scheduled tomorrow at 9:30, meant to be the warm-up for the candidates tomorrow, which now is not going to happen. I'll have to see if this show is going on. Probably not. I think it makes sense to find a different time spot for this. Oh, interesting. Okay, I can also play knight f5 now. I'm not sure here. That's a very non-standard position. Knight f3 I don't like. This is a little bit too lame. Yeah, we had knight g4, but I just take it. I'm a piece up. Knight g4 didn't work. The question by Chaba, what I think of more internet events to replace real-life tournaments. Cheating is an issue, but the top GMs trust each other. Replace some of those events. Well, my opinion is very, very clear there, and nothing. The current Corona crisis, let's say, is not really a factor there, for my opinion, because I, for my own personal preference, I would take an online blitz event, for example, or rapid event over an over-the-board classical event any day. Something like what, for example, chess.com is doing with their Pro Chess League, or their Speed Chess is very attractive format. And I think that we will see more and more of those formats. Chess24 has also started with the Banter Blitz Cup, the first step, and there will certainly be more. So I'm very confident that we will see a huge surge in those events, and if they are able to implement good anti-cheating mechanisms, it will also happen more and more on a lower level. If you have the higher level events, or those that have, let's say, not thousands of players, you can monitor with webcams pretty reliably. You can monitor the games, and you can monitor the players, that they are on webcam and so on. I think this is good enough to be quite sure that nothing happens. It's difficult with a larger scale of events. Okay, so in the meantime, we have a completely crazy game. I sacrificed on d5, which was a bit of a, yeah, a bit of a spur of the moment decision. Probably not correct, I guess, but interesting. Yeah, now I have a problem here on c2. I wonder if he plays queen g6, how I'm actually stopping the mate. It's just this simple thing could be a problem. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't really see what to do. I cannot block it, I cannot cover it, so I probably have to run. Yeah, the whole the whole approach in this game was a bit of a you only live once kind of thing. Queen c2 now just wins. Yeah, let's see if how he does it. Bishop f2 is a simple way to win. But oh, queen a4. Nothing was wrong with queen a4. You're completely right. I could have done that. Queen a4 was definitely winning. I'm not sure why he's giving me this. But okay, it's a lost position. Maybe a stalemate. Now that was a really odd game. Okay, yeah, thanks for the game. Chess Blitz 35. I should focus a little bit more on the games. Really not focus at all. I'm sorry. Let's see what Störtebeker is doing. He mentioned the queen a4 possibility in the game earlier. Now, Störtebeker, let's get going. This time I'm focusing. Scary. Okay, let's play a Sicilian. Yeah, I know it's a bit silly, but some people do play the Smith Mora. You can see that CD4 is a reasonable pre-move. What I actually think is a little bit strange if they start to stage classical time control events online. I think this is, I mean, you can do it, of course. If somebody pays for this and so on, whatever, they can do whatever they want. But this I don't really see the point of. I mean, in my opinion, the classical time control is far too long anyway. And if you don't even have this over the board experience with spectators and so on that can go there and they actually take the time to watch the game and so on, if it's online and then have it in classical time control, this is makes no sense to me at all. These kind of things will probably happen at some point, that it will be tried. But I think that in particular online, rapid makes more sense. So there is, yeah, I see, there is a show happening basically, but not about the candidates games, because there are no games, but rather about the postponement. Okay. Yeah, this looks pretty good, right? I have this d2 square simply for a check or queen a5. And he has to watch out for queen a5 check anyway. So he cannot go to, let's say, b3 with the queen. I mean, queen c6 or queen b7 looks like it has to be played. And I'm not sure that it helps him. Yeah, this is also a move. Yeah, so I can give this check. and spoil his castling rights, or I can take e4 and spoil his castling rights. Check here. I don't know. I'm going to take this pawn. I think this can never be bad, really. Now, how do we organize this? Queen f6 maybe, threatening bishop e3. Yeah, I think it's very difficult to say what's going to happen with this event now. Shaba says if MVL got +2 with no prep, he'll dominate the second half with prep. Yeah, I don't know. Any second half? When should this be played? Like in 4 months or so? This is ages, really, and you never know what's going to happen. Again, as I said, this could be also something for the courts. This is totally unprecedented that they stop an event in the middle of it, and at least I don't know any historical thing that you could compare this with. Yeah, you could make this argument that Rajabov should play. You can make that. I mean, I really, this is just a legal question, a contractual question. If there's some merit to this idea that he could play. I mean, of course, you can say he said it all along. Okay, now this is tricky. I thought e4 maybe, but bishop takes probably okay for him. My bishop here is of course on the wrong diagonal. It should be somewhere here on d4. How do I get there? Maybe d5. d5, bishop takes rook d8, something like that. I just need to activate the rest of my pieces. Now, a couple of tactical possibilities now. I mean, I'm most likely just winning on time, but I wonder if I have a tactical win. It's definitely not far off. It's very close that this is working with. Okay, we may be getting there. The winning idea could be queen f2. Okay, this he has stopped. Okay, I can play this and e3 though. I just win on time. Okay. Yeah, but I think it's winning, right? Like this should win. He cannot take. I'm threatening e2. I'm threatening to take. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the game, Störtebeker. Now, intermove. Yeah, please. Why not? Where is it? Intermove. No, I don't think if he would play a top event with classical time control online, cheating is not the problem. That is, I think, something that you can monitor easily in such a case. For example, you could easily get the players to play in a public spot, for example, in their hometown or place of their choosing, and you have a referee there or something like that. Um, with fewer people, it's not so much of an issue. The main issue with online cheating is large-scale events where you cannot monitor people. Even there, you can do things, but it's not as easily checked, of course. Some odd rook maneuvers. I just wanted to play b6, and this is why I went rook a7, and now I'm trying to interesting way to play h4. I don't really mind bishop h3. Yeah, there's a discussion in chat about classical chess online. It's yeah, I'm not the right person to discuss that, because I'm on the record anyway quite firmly that classical time controls, even over the board, are outdated in my mind. But okay, I'm very radical in that aspect. So I'm not arguing for classical chess online then, quite clearly. So I won the h5 pawn, hooray. Okay, I should play f5, I guess. There's a good comment there by Topper Harley about the Nimzo-Rogozin course on Chessable. He says it's pure gold, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the positive feedback, but it's really important to stress that this is an effort of two people, and the main analysis work and writing has been done by Daniel Barish, the co-author, and therefore he deserves the credit even more than I do. So now this is actually also on sale, so if you want to have a good anti-d4 repertoire, it's currently on sale on Chessable. As are some other courses, by the way. The Magnus course is on sale. Keep It Simple D4 is on sale, which is always really great for potential customers, because the videos in full price are, of course, they are not exactly cheap. So it's good to have the discount. Yeah, this is I kind of gambled there. I thought, okay, this is not going to work, but it might work. So I check here first. It doesn't even work in the least bit. Okay. So I should not have gambled that. It's knight e4, maybe an idea. Knight e4, knight g6. There are some cool tactical ideas, but they don't quite work, I think. That's a real pain that I just did not see that. I mean, I saw 95, and I kind of thought, okay, there will be something. It's a cool question. Oh, he says he has to go. Nice game. Okay. Thanks for the game intermove. That's a shame. It's really interesting now. I might just be lost, right? I mean, hey, it looks very tricky. Okay, I don't want to analyze too much and rather give others the chance to play. It can happen that you have to... Crookie 1974, I have to play him here with Larry David as the avatar. Plus he's maybe born in the same year as I am, so I have to do it. If you don't know Larry David, watch the TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm. Watch it, it's good. If you are in Germany and you're looking for the German version, the German version is translated not very successfully, I feel, to Lass es Larry, which is not quite the same as Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is a really funny title, I think. Yeah, so did I answer that? If the E4 Keep It Simple is also recommended. Yeah, but I should recommend my own book, right? So this is not on sale though. It was on sale in February, just like a couple of weeks ago, and you cannot put things on sale all of the time. This is, yeah, I'm drinking Coke Zero. Not ideal, but I simply didn't have time to make a coffee. It was just like the show was supposed to start at 9:30, and 9:28 or something I was still parking my car. Something like that. And the Coke Zero is the only opportunity to get a little bit of caffeine boost without making coffee. So in this position, I've set up the Botvinnik structure, which is called C5 E5 is called the Botvinnik structure, and D4 and F4 is firmly under my control. And long term, I would like to play F5 or maybe B5. I actually am close to B5, yeah, being a threat. Oh wow, that's a radical decision. Yeah, because B5, the knight doesn't have many squares. Now I'm going to play it, right? A5 is hanging, but I don't quite. On the other hand, you could argue that well, he has no way to stop this anyway. Yeah, I'll do it. That's a oh wow, that's a really good username. The famous forking legend is asking a question. Pawn structers. Yeah, I think there is a video series on Chess24. I think by Jan and come on, Laurent Fresinet. I don't speak any French and my pronunciation is terrible. I think they did a video series. This is something that definitely is recommended. And the other book, and Topo Harley is already coming forward with this, is the Flores Rios book on pawn structures. Thanks for the game, Crookie. So, Mark Deer, going to accept, of course. Yeah, the Flores Rios book. Yeah, this one. It's a modern classic in my mind. It's really an excellent book. It's the kind of thing that you read, and I mean, as an author, yeah, I always have a little bit of a different view maybe than the normal, let's say, buyer of a chess book. As an author, you see this thing and you think, you could have done that. I mean, not like, yeah, just like have the idea and do this, because it's just a fantastic book. And it's something that you would like to have on your CV, let's say. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to board this one. He doesn't seem to be around anymore. Let me check. I want to check if there's somebody completely new. Fab. Okay. Played him once. Chess M2. Oh, 4 times already. Yon. Most people I played before. Zabo Pasha. I didn't play him. He's staff. Okay. Interesting. I have not tried the woodpecker method. It's something that I considered, but you know, I really I have to be completely honest with you. I really have a hard time sitting there and studying a book, because I usually go to D2 here, because I normally have something to write myself, and the alternative is often really, do I work on my own stuff and produce something new, or am I reading, can go here as well, am I reading something or work on my own chess? And the answer is almost is always almost yeah, work on something new, write something myself, constantly involved with new interesting things. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that the woodpecker method, yeah, doing those tactics, could be helpful, in particular for my chess. I'm not tactically that good. Um, Honestly, there are some other recommendations in the chat about other books on pawn structures. There's the book by Andrew Saltis, Pawn Structure Chess. I've heard about that book. I don't have it. I think this is probably a book that is more commonly known and recommended in English speaking chess circles. It's older, and back then I think it was not available in German or in any way. So I don't know that book. It's probably something that I would have gotten like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when I was more of a junior player, but we didn't have it. So I really cannot say something good or bad about the book. I just don't know it. I am, however, saying one thing. I'm generally a little bit skeptical about books that are like 20 years old or even older, because many things are just not correct, and it's you have to be sometimes you have to be a stronger player to like filter out what is actually relevant and what's not. For example, something like my system or so, this is just far too old to be relevant. Relevant as a textbook that can actually help your chess. It's relevant from an historical perspective, of course, but it's not a book that should be read and used for chess improvement. Yeah, I got f4. Yeah, that's true. Shaba says Shanklin's book is great too. He actually has two books. Thanks for the game, Zabo Pasha. He has two books on pawn play, and they are both good. I have used them quite a bit in my lessons. He has really good examples, and explains them well. He's very straightforward. Like he's got a very clear way of writing. So he clearly says, okay, this is good, this is bad. If you want to get an impression how his books are, one way to do it is to have a look at his lessons that he's now doing for Chess24. I think he has done 3 or 4 already, and they were all good, I think. I didn't watch the full video yesterday because I had to do something, and then it was just too late. I have to watch the rest of it. Yeah, I think what Shankland is doing in the lessons is very it's very good. It's also very realistic. I mean, he just says you have to think actively about things and not just consume a video, which is very true. And this is also what he's doing in the videos. He's not just telling you something that you should just consume, but rather asks the viewers, okay, is this a good move? What would you play? And so on. This is really a good way to do it. Okay, I'm playing against Teja Ravi, and I have a, I think, comfortable position. Salty's book has a new edition. Okay. Yeah, again, I really don't know this book, so I don't want to I cannot really tell you anything about it. Oh, I can tell you that this is a juicy pawn to take. Now, how do we win here? Yeah, knight g6, knight f8. I don't see a checkmate, which is a bit of a letdown. Where is the mate? I don't see a mate, which is probably a bit embarrassing. I don't see a mate. I have knight g6, king h7, knight f8, double check, king h8. There is no mate. I don't see a mate. That's really strange. I mean, I can just win with queen e8. That's not really so difficult, but come on, let's do it. It's a bit of a pain that I don't see a mate, but this wins the game, of course. It just wins in exchange with a good position, but strange. I didn't see a mate. Never play before breakfast. Probably a good mantra. Yeah, now I'm even a rook up. Okay, there was no way to save the game. Yeah, of course, you have to choose a book that is kind of fitting to your level. I think the Shankland books are for reasonably strong players. It's always hard for me to tell what kind of rating you would assume there, but somewhat higher. Maybe like 1800 or something. I don't know. No, that's not going to happen. Topper Hardy, he says, when I finish writing, I could give a try for the Grandmaster title. No, I'm not. Honestly, I'm not really interested, because that involves playing lots of classical chess, and I don't want to. I mean, even if I would try, I'm not sure that I would manage, but the going the way is just so uncomfortable for me that it makes no sense. Like having to play like tons of classical games, no. So Cayenne 85 from Malaysia. If you, theoretically speaking, could get a Grandmaster title, let's say by playing online chess in Rapid or so, yeah, this is, I'm not suggesting you should do that or should allow this to happen, but I'm just saying, theoretically speaking, then I would consider playing more and studying more and so on. But I don't really enjoy those super long games. I play some classical time control tournaments, but I usually do this because I like the destination to travel to. I've had really some good travels there related to chess. I should have maybe considered queen to a6. That would have been interesting. Okay, so this position I like. This seems very reasonable for black. I don't see really what white is going to do here to be active. Maybe play d5. but this is not a bad Benoni for black. I've traded off my light squared bishop, which is helpful. What's going on? I don't see this. Themes. Wait. There was a question. I'm kind of famous forking legend says, is there a problem? I don't see your challenge. I just don't see it. I would play you, I mean, definitely, but I don't see it. There is not a challenge issued by you. Don't see it. In particular, I mean, I think we never played. I would remember your name. Oh, I played once. We played once. Maybe a rename. Yeah, in any case, I don't see your challenge. Now, I think I can take, right? C2 is also hanging. Okay. So let's get the queen out of the way. No, it was too quick. Let's do this first. Yeah, gets queen c4. And now I want to finally play b5. Yes. This is rook b6 is a super risky pre-move. Like, you expect them to take and then they don't, and then you're completely screwed. So rook b6, it's not a pre-move you should make, I guess. Now, let's see. b4 is close to be working, but I'm going to double or put the rooks also. Yeah, let's take. So now about everything I have is on the c-pawn. The only piece not involved is the bishop, and I'm going to change that. Go with e5. Ah, I now see your challenge, FML. Whatever you did, it helped. Yeah, so I'm pressuring d4 now. He probably has to take it. Okay, he didn't take it. Yeah, okay. The main thing here is to not think too long, because I'm a lot better in so many variations that you shouldn't spend too much time. Yeah. I really don't want knight e6 to happen. So I'm covering e6 and prepare f5. So let's go f5. Yeah, this is an interesting move that I had a little bit earlier. Check. Check. I can take on d4 now, right? No reason not to. Yeah, thanks for the game, Kai N8571. Now, we have to check this. If this is working, eh? Yeah, I can't play famous forking legend. He said that never worked for him in the show, so there was some technical thing. So let's play then. You should play the London, right? If you are the famous FN legend. Almost. Almost. Going for the very soft. Yeah, c5 is the best move. I'm quite sure about that. But I tend to forget the line. This is one of those lines, this kind of stuff here with Queen h5. This is not really good for white, really not. But it's tricky, and it's a kind of thing that you never study with black. You never do. At least that's what applies to my case. Whenever I get this in a blitz game, I think, yeah, that's not good, but I should study it a little bit to actually prove that it is not good. And then I never get around to do it. Yeah. Okay, so this is definitely good for me now with the queen trade. Not like I'm much better or so, but with queens off, the long-term advantages here should help, which means the pair of bishops. Okay, let's do this. Get a second bishop. Hello to Baluf. I'm not sure I'm not doing this right, I guess, the pronunciation, but you're very active in Sam's shows. So I want to preserve my bishops. It's a little bit like Gollum in Lord of the Rings, my precious, the bishops. Yeah. I'll send him back with b6 and then develop the bishop again. Okay, now I don't mind knight e5. Okay, so he's just plugging this somehow here. Okay. Or now bishop h5. Well, you can do that. Be a little bit annoying there with the pin. I need to reroute this bishop. King d6 was silly. The bishop needs to go to d6 here. Yeah, he actually has a very reasonable positioning, let's say, of the knights. The way they are currently set up, it's okay for him. Usually 2 bishops against 2 knights is a very huge advantage, but this is here, he's very well coordinated with his pieces. I wonder if I should do this actually, and then knight f2, okay. So I've gotten this far, but from now, what next? Yeah, it's very difficult for black to do anything. I think what I should try is to double on the c file. Want to make g4 more difficult. Also now I could actually double on the g file. That is interesting. Yeah, I still think that this is a bit easier for me to play because White's position is inherently defensive. He cannot really do anything active. Maybe he tries. Is he trying for c4 here? He is. Okay. Why can I not take this pawn? I don't see it. Let's take it. Maybe he wanted knight f5? I don't know. Can check him, but it doesn't do much. Yeah, maybe misplace the king a little bit. And I wouldn't mind to trade one rook, of course. Let's go back. Just prevent rook b7. Yeah, ultimately the position opens up and then the bishop is better than the knight. This is a very basic observation, but it is very true. Bishops are often better than knights because positions tend to open up. Once they open up, they're not closing down anymore. It's tough to close down a position. Hello, Dirk, long time no see on Chess24. I think at least. And thanks for gifting me the sub on Twitch. Alright, thanks for the game. Famous forking legend. Okay, that was a bishop pair game. So Yang Duan from Vietnam, not doing this right, I know. But maybe I can compensate by playing. First game. Let's go. Okay, let's go for the Sicilian again. Yeah, you get the Rossolimo very often nowadays. I was a little bit quickly played here, d5. I should have thought about that for a moment. Not so good, actually. If he takes it, knight takes, I might lose that pawn. And queen takes looked shaky somehow. Yeah, I agree. Here, famous Forkin legend. He had a good position. It was a fine position. I don't think white was better. I mean, good means it was okay, but I don't think white had an advantage. Simply because, I mean, you had a position that was containing the bishop pair, I think, quite well, but there was very little activity that white could get, so it was, I think, about equal. Okay, so I'm going to try to fight for the d4 square. Ah, good stuff here by Baluf. He says he used my Benko Gambit course on Chessable to surprise a stronger opponent. Yeah, this is not a bad thing to do. Yeah, the Benko, I think, is a slightly risky opening for sure, but it's also an opening that is never played on the top level, basically never. And this counts as an advantage because people don't have it on the radar and sometimes have only sketchy ideas what to do. And I also played it quite successfully in particular in rapid and blitz chess. I also played it in tournament chess, but I don't play that many tournament games. And when I tried it, actually, people often didn't go for it. They played some way of declining the gambit, even early on, like d4, d5, sorry, d4, knight f6, c4, c5, knight f3, for example. I got a lot. I think also one reason why people sometimes don't play those main lines against me in particular is that when I play tournaments, it's often sometimes of course in Germany, and I'm sometimes a little bit quite known in the chess community, but in the German chess community probably even more. And people sometimes just know, okay, he has written stuff about it, and they try to play in a more non-theoretical way if possible. Yeah, so here I have a bit of pressure there on his knight. Maybe you should... why does that work? I don't think it does. No, he just gave me a piece. That is refreshingly generous. So, check him. Grab this one. Okay. Don't have that many good spots for the knight, yeah? Now that I think of it. I should have calculated this a little bit. and thought about where I actually go with the piece. Huh, okay. So, got this covered. And now, how do we organize it? It's actually it's not super obvious. I can check here again. Maybe I should take on b4 at the end. Yeah, okay, let's start with the check. It doesn't actually help, now that I think of this. If I take on b4, queen takes, queen d3 has got queen b8. Okay. So how do I save this knight? Okay, I'm just going to do this in a very pragmatic fashion. Oops. Because this is definitely very, very much better, and he's got 0 play. Now I can actually grab this, huh? I have queen g3 all the time. Like queen f5, I have queen g3 with check. Yeah, so if you're watching and you are also interested in the German show, that was scheduled tomorrow morning. And I'm not sure if this is going to happen, because it was meant to be a warm-up for the candidates, and that's not happening. So maybe, yeah, both moves win. Maybe there will be some kind of reschedule, don't know. Yeah, even my modest technique is enough here. Yeah, thanks for the game, Gyang Duan. Something like that. Okay, so let's go for a 3-minute game. If I have a challenge in 3 minutes. Who's challenging me with 3 minutes? This is non-premium. This is non-premium. Anybody that I don't know right off the bat? The King Checker. Yeah, that's a new account. No, I'm definitely doing the German show. It's just like, I'm not sure that it's going to happen at 9:30 tomorrow morning. We might go for something else that is a bit more usual, like in the evening hours or so. The Chess24 shows will be rescheduled anyway. Everything was scheduled around the candidates. And now King Checker doesn't play. That's too bad. Okay. Yeah, next time I want to get a game in. So here, Gunei is challenging me. Let's go. Knight f6 pre-move. This is a bit unusual, but it's not too bad. Often just transposed into a Queen's Gambit or a Catalan. Yeah, I know. I couldn't I couldn't take everybody. Top a Harley challenge at 3-0, but we have played quite a bit, right? Yeah, only twice. Yeah, the good old BOGO. Yeah, the bishop b4 line is very, very respectable in the Catalan. Didn't we see that yesterday in a game? I kind of forgot. The ding game, right? Ding, 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 ding. Ding against Alexeyenko, huh? Right? I think they played it. Now I can snatch this pawn, and I will. A center pawn I'm going to take. Yes, it's getting this back, but there are problems here. Rook d8. What now? I think Ding was right, yeah, against Alexeyenko. Now, am I winning some material? That is possible. I'm attacking the bishop, and where is he going? Maybe he has to play bishop e1, but this is not really good. Now, a couple of things. I can move the queen to c5 when he has to go queen a4. Yeah. I can also take on d1. I'm going to do that, but both moves seem to win a pawn. Maybe there was more, but I thought I saw this one, and it looks pretty good. I'm winning a pawn, and I have a double attack, e2 and a2. So I basically won the whole queen side. It's not too bad. Okay, now how do we get the pawns moving? Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. It's a way to keep the pawns protected. Simply shielding the b pawn from rook b1. Also rook d8 will come with a useful tempo. Now I can take c3 and e2, take the third pawn. It's really a lot, huh? 3 pawns. It's a bit too much to not take. Yeah, I thought I'd just do this, huh? Bishop d4, however, then maybe it wasn't so great. Bishop d4 would have been a bit annoying, really. Okay. Now I can take d5. I'm going to win on time, but that was really bad technical play. All right, thanks for the game, Gunay Gulech, maybe. Um, yeah, that's true. The quarantine, the 15 days that Ding had in Moscow was probably not helpful. You never know, yeah. I mean, in some people might not be affected all that much, but the whole circumstances of that event were certainly like not very standard, and I think the simple, let's say, the skill of handling such a situation is becoming super important. And this is not a core chess skill like handling, let's say, how to handle a global pandemic when you're isolated in Russia. I mean, this is like not an essential scarce chess skill. So maybe they shouldn't have started the whole thing in the first place, and now they have this kind of half event, which is also, I think, very tricky to handle. Um, Also, maybe from a legal point of view, because I mean, I don't think they had anything. Yeah, I'm not going to speculate. Anyway, we'll see what happens, and hopefully things get resolved in some way that feel fair to all the parties involved. Okay, thanks for watching this show. The German show will definitely happen soonish, but I'm not sure if it's going to be tomorrow morning. I don't mind doing the morning shows, but they kind of lose their point if there is no candidates coverage afterwards. So keep tuned on Chess24 website for the new date for the German show. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye, guys. Stay safe.